If you've been struggling with low blood sugar and nothing seems to work, it's not your fault. You've just been misled by a system that only teaches you how to manage your symptoms using medications and not how to actually heal. I've watched people drop their numbers in just days using these exact steps I'm about to share with you today. Results they never saw in years on meds. In this video, I'm breaking down the 3 changes that lower blood sugar faster than anything else. Let's get into it. So when one does have high blood sugar, this isn't because they're just eating a tremendous amount of sugar. This is because there's fat gummed up in their blood blocking the sugar from entering the cells, right? Sugar is very fast acting, it's smooth flowing, and enters our cells with no problem regularly on its own. But when we have fat blocked up in our blood, like I said, this is blocking that sugar from entering our cells, so it's sitting in our blood instead of entering the cells, and this is spiking our blood sugar level. So when we look at foods like complex carbs, things like rice, quinoa, beans, lentils, even sweet potatoes and vegetables, these are a lot more slow digesting than our simple carbs, the fruit, right? So because of this, these cooked complex carbs that take a long time to digest kind of bind with those fat cells, right? The residue of this cooked food binds with the fat cells. So even though they're just carbs and these carbs break down into sugar, the fact that it's all cooked and none of it is fresh, to help it kind of move more smoothly, it's very cooked and dense. This binds with those fat cells and can cause that spike in our blood sugar level, okay? So because of this, the first step we want to take to lower our blood sugar is every time we have cooked food in general, cooked carbs, it could be bread, anything that's cooked food is dry, right? It kind of dehydrates us. This is why we feel the need to drink water with or right after our meals, is because it's pulling the hydration out of our body. We're water-based beings, so our diet should be a reflection of who we are. We should be eating more hydrating foods, okay? And unfortunately, cooked food doesn't have a lot of water content. So because of this, step 1 is to start adding in some water-rich foods to your cooked meals, okay? So every time you're having food that isn't fresh and, hydrating, you want to add cucumber slices to it. So if you're having a bowl of lentils or some rice and beans, add some cucumber slices on the side with that meal. Add some celery sticks on the side with that meal. Add some bell pepper, add some lettuce, okay? And these water-rich, fresh foods are going to provide your body with living digestive enzymes that the cooked food doesn't have, along with fiber, along with structured cellular hydration that the cooked food doesn't have, and help it to move more efficiently, move more smoother, and not be so residued up and gunked up and kind of just binding with those fat cells and blocking your sugar even more from entering your cells. So an example of this food combination would be some steamed sweet potato, right? You always want to opt for steamed roots and vegetables over baked and sauteed roots and vegetables, because we just don't need that fat, right? That oil is a highly concentrated amount of fat that is just blocking our cells from that sugar entering and really just causing more of that traffic jam in our bloodstream and stopping that sugar from entering our cells. So steamed sweet potato, right? And maybe some quinoa or some lentils, right? Steamed sweet potato, lentils, and then have some celery sticks on the side. Simple as that, right? That water content in there is really going to help that cooked food not get all residued up, like I said, and just push it along and move it smoothly and break it down smoothly so that none of it is just sitting and causing that blood sugar rise. If you guys would like a list of some healthy cooked food ideas that anyone can make easily and quickly at home that follow these same food combination protocols to avoid those traffic jams in our bloodstream and lower your blood sugar levels immediately, you guys can check out my blood sugar balance plate list using the link in the description down below. Now, the second step to lower your blood sugar levels naturally is just to simply cut down on the fat tremendously, okay? A lot of us are eating foods that we don't even recognize as sources of fats, okay? Things like yogurt, cheese, okay? All animal products have lots of fat in it, okay? Mayonnaise, butter, roasted nuts and seeds. Okay, those roasted nuts and seeds have a lot of inflammatory fatty oils in them that we just don't need, and it's causing this blockage in our bloodstream. So what I recommend you do is cut back on the fried foods, the animal products, all of the oils, and that means restaurant foods and snacks and things like this, because if you start paying attention to the ingredients in these boxed microwave meals and these snacks in the restaurants, everything that's packaged pretty much has an ingredient of an oil in it, okay? Sunflower oil, safflower oil, soybean oil, canola oil, even olive oil and avocado oil, okay? Nothing is out in nature, and we're natural beings. Nothing is out in nature that has these high amounts of concentrated fats like oils, okay? They're blocking us up, and they're just not necessary. The healthiest fat that you could be putting in your body is just an avocado, okay? So cut back on all the fats and just eat one avocado a day, okay? Maybe some nuts and seeds if you want, but just make sure they are raw nuts and seeds, not salted, not roasted. Just make sure the only ingredient on the back of that package of nuts you're going to eat is raw, and you really want to just stay with like a handful or two at most. Nuts and seeds are very addicting. They're kind of hard to digest. They have more fat than avocado does. Avocado still has a little bit of water content, so it's easier digested, more smoothly flowing through our bloodstream, and not going to cause that traffic jam. And the third step to lowering your blood sugar levels immediately is to start introducing more whole fruits into your diet for your breakfast, okay? Before you eat anything else, you just want to have these simple meals of fruits, okay? Maybe some grapes, okay? Or just cherries. These are called mono meals, when you just have grapes, or you just have some cherries, or you just have some plums, or you just have some honeydew, or you just have some kiwis, okay? The extreme simplicity of these one ingredient, super hydrating, fibrous, water-rich meals are going to come in and clear those blood sugar spikes faster than any balanced plate ever could. Going back to the fact that we are natural beings, our bodies best digest whole, natural, one ingredient simplified meals, okay? Just a steamed sweet potato, or just some watermelon, or just some plums, or just some rice, okay? This is how our body was designed to eat. So that simplicity of those one ingredient snacks and those one ingredient breakfast, especially your breakfast, because that's the first thing you're putting in your body. Let it be something whole, one ingredient. You can eat an abundance of it until you're full. And that's just going to digest super smooth, along with break down any of that traffic jam of that fat in our bloodstream, right? These fruits and vegetables have structured electrolyte hydration in them, okay? That's much more powerful on our colon, on our bloodstream, on our cells, right? More than just isolated water where we're just hydrating on a surface level with this kind of dead filtered water, right? None of our ancestors were walking around with filtered machines and alkalizing machines and filtering pond water and river water, right? They had to eat these fresh leafy greens and fruits and vegetables for their hydration. They didn't have bags of chips and bags of bread that are dehydrating them. So these simple, hydrating, one ingredient meals on an empty stomach are going to really assist your blood in breaking down any fats that are preventing the sugar from entering your cells and using it as fuel, so you can actually have energy off your food and not be fatigued. So just a quick recap. Step one to lower your blood sugar levels naturally is to start pairing all of your cooked food and anything that isn't fresh and hydrating with water-rich, hydrating, fibrous foods like cucumber slices, celery sticks, bell pepper slices, lettuce, green leafy foods. Highly recommend checking out the blood sugar balance plate down below that I put together of some delicious, super easy, quick meals that anyone can make to lower their blood sugar levels. Step 2 is to just cut back on all fat sources, the fried foods, the yogurt, the milk, the cheese, the oils, the meats, okay? Just have yourself an avocado or an aguacate. Those are the bigger, lighter green avocados with more water content in them. Just make sure that you're not pairing this fat with anything that's sugars. Rice, okay, rice is a carb, breaks down into sugar. You just want to have that avocado with those non-sweet fruits if you're going to pair it with anything. The cucumber slices, the celery, the bell pepper, or the lettuce, because that's going to help your body break down that dense fat with the hydration in it. And just think of it as your fat calorie intake for every day should be 5 to 10% at most of your daily calories. And the rest should just be sugar, carbs, fruit, vegetables, sweet potatoes. You don't really want to opt for the high protein diet because, again, these protein sources have fat in them, okay? And these protein sources are very hard for our body to break down, and they sit in our bloodstream, okay? And they block our sugar, the carbs that we're eating, from entering our cells and our body actually using them as energy. And the third step to lowering your blood sugar naturally and immediately is just to start implementing more whole mono meal, one ingredient, hydrating, fibrous, water rich fruits in the morning on an empty stomach. Do not combine them with nuts, seeds, granola, anything else. Just sweet fruit with hydrating sweet fruit. Like I said, this extreme simplicity really clears out that traffic jam of fat that's causing this blood sugar spike to begin with faster than any balance plate could ever. So I hope you guys found this video valuable. Run this video back if you have to and take notes and start implementing these immediately, today or tomorrow, to start feeling momentum. Drop a comment after you have and let me know what the results are. I want to hear your guys' wins, small wins, big wins. We'll take them all. All right. So until next time, family, much love, happy healing. This has been Practitioner Key. I'll see you guys soon. Cheers.